Yo guys, what's going on? Liam here from the Philly Sports Network, bringing you the first video to our YouTube channel. Now, albeit it's a bit different, what's normally going to be coming on this channel, pump up videos for the Eagles and Flyers, that sort of thing, player highlights, hopefully match commentary. There's some talks going on with the Union soccer team, some big things, player interviews, podcasts and radio shows, all Philadelphia related. But we're starting off with something a bit different. Now, what this is essentially a Madden season prediction for the upcoming NFL season for the Philadelphia Eagles. So we've been able to get the current rosters imported into the game. If you're unsure how to do that and want to get them into your game, you go to Community Downloads. I think it's called Thomas Roster 2015. It's the one with the most downloads. It just says 2015 roster. It's got like 3,000 downloads, but that basically gives you, as you can see, the entire depth chart. Now, so far I've simmed to the regular season just to see who was cut on the roster. Now, surprisingly to me, Matt Barkley made the roster. That's the first real shock. Tim Tebow unable to make the three quarterbacks that go into the regular season. Running backs, there's no real surprise. It's DeMarco Murray leading the way with Darren Sproles and Ryan Matthews heading up behind him. Fullbacks, you've got Trey Burton being the lone wolf on that side of things. Now, receivers are where things are going to get interesting. So Jordan Matthews, as predicted by many, takes the #1 spot. Miles Austin not only makes the roster, but takes #2. Riley Cooper down to 3. Aguilar is down to #4. We expect him maybe to be a 2 or 3 coming into this if Chip Kelly does decide to go with numbered receivers. They may well get the same rotation. There may well not be a designated top receiver. But so far, Matthews is looking like the man who's going to be the target receiver, with Aguilar down at #4. The rest of the positions are looking very standard. There's no real shocks or changes here. Lane Johnson, as you can see, on his own. Cedric Thornton with Vinnie Curry in the backfield. It's defense now where you want to start paying a little bit of minor attention. As soon as we start going past the tackles in towards the linebackers, the safeties, the cornerbacks, and that sort of thing. We're getting there eventually. So Connor Barwin, as predicted, going absolutely nowhere, staying at the top of the depth chart there. Kiko Alonso ahead of Michael Kendricks. Jordan Hicks there making the roster. So Hicks does eventually get into the roster. He is 4th there on the list, but he does get in. Brandon Graham, you can see, also doing well. Byron Maxwell, Brandon Boykin, Thurmond down to 3rd. We perhaps expected Thurmond to be alongside Byron Maxwell. That hasn't happened here. Thurmond sitting 3rd. Eric Rowe does make the cut at 5th place on the roster sheet. You've got Malcolm Jenkins, Ed Reynolds as well, Earl Wolf, Coupland, and obviously Ed Reynolds supporting should any of them fall injured. Kicker is #LoveParky. He's going nowhere after a breakout season. Punters, Donnie Jones, again, going nowhere. A classic Eagles. So we're going to move on to simming into the regular season. We're going to sim all the way to the playoffs and just take a look at how the regular season stats have fared, if anyone's fallen injured, what the overall record is like, and if we've got any hopes of making the Super Bowl. So we do get, interestingly enough, a wild card bye now. Tony Romo's not only great, but he's an MVP. Someone make it. Oh, that's better. There's the more realistic headline. Chip Kelly, coach of... I don't get that at all, though. Coach of the year for Chip Kelly, but I think the terms MVP, great player, and Tony Romo should not be aligned ever. That's definitely a cause for the apocalypse. There's something not right there, is there? If you ever see Tony Romo and MVP in the same sentence, if you look outside, there's going to be hurricanes going on, there'll be cars flying around, it'll be the end of the world. The rest of the stories have been, oh my god, 15-1. That's the way to end the season. The Eagles go 15-1. That's why they've got the bye week. That's huge. Now, we know Zach Ertz has said in an interview with NFL Network recently that he wants to go 16-0. He believes the team can go 16-0. But 15-1 is not bad at all. That will be huge. If the Eagles went 15-1, I may have to go for some private time in my bedroom, because Jesus Christ, that is heroic. Stats are insane. If you take a look at the entire NFC East now, the other team that made it through were, predictably, the Dallas Cowboys. That's looking like actually quite probable. You've got the Cowboys making it through 2nd, also clinching the playoff berth, with the Giants and the Redskins again, both suffering on 4-12, both probably hammered with quarterback issues. One team that's not hammered, though, is us. Look at that. Mark Sanchez with the best quarterback rating due to playing not many games. But it's Sam Bradford that's topped the sheet. So 16 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, his longest pass of 51 yards. Completion rate of 67%. It's not that bad. Matt Barkley also didn't have that much of a bad season, stepping in when needed, playing more games, getting more reps than Mark Sanchez. Now, I'm not sure that's going to be the case. There probably will be a video coming soon debating the quarterback battle. We've done a few articles on it already. If you haven't checked out our website, phillysportsnetwork.com, is the place to go. We analysed just about everything Philadelphia related. In terms of running backs now, DeMarco Murray, huge season there, but none more so than Darren Sproles, over 1,000 yards, huge amount of touchdowns. Ryan Matthews gets a fair amount of reps. Even Sam Bradford does get 99 yards rushing, which for someone who's not really that mobile is pretty interesting. Receiving, though, again is where things start to pick up. Miles Austin, huge year for him. Jordan Matthews, as predicted, though, getting a breakout season. Not quite 1,000 yards that we would have liked to see. Riley Cooper there as well, but Nelson Aguilar so far down the order, not getting as many yards you would have liked. Only nearly 200 yards there. But after the carry is where he starts to fly. The yards after the carry is where he picks up and where he takes off. That's where his speed is going to come into play. But I think during the regular season, he's going to get a lot more reps than that. He will not be there getting, 10 to 20 reps throughout the season. He'll be getting a lot. He'll be up there with Matthews. The two of them together with Riley Cooper kind of in the slot is going to be dangerous. But I can't see Aguilar slipping that far down behind Josh Huff and company. In terms of the defensive side of the ball, again, it's going to be quite intriguing. I can see Lane Johnson allowing 10 sacks, but top of the sack rating overall for the team is none other than a certain Connor Barwin. Look, 12 sacks overall for the team. Another big year. Wouldn't surprise me if he becomes the top in the NFC once again. Supporting cast for Barwin, though, the new signings like Kiko Alonso have all been very good, actually. You can see Alonso's stats actually very impressive, but in comparison to last season, this is what we want. We want a solid defense. When you've got players like Bradley Fletcher getting torched 3 or 4 times for touchdowns by, Des Bryant, you need someone like Byron Maxwell to be a shutdown corner. You want someone like Walter Thurman to come in and make those big plays. Kiko Alonso has had a good season. You can see Ja'Cory Shepherd's name pop up a few times as well there. If you take a look at his stats, not bad at all for a rookie season. He did make the roster in the end. Ja'Cory Shepherd put up some impressive numbers. Not bad for a rookie. We did a nice preview for him on the website. As you can see, if you're completely new to the website, just an outline of what this channel is going to be, like we said at the start of the video. We want to have weekly podcasts discussing the Eagles, all of the rumours and stuff. Same with the Flyers, the Phillies, the Sixers and the Union. We want all 5 teams represented well. Next season we're looking into Philadelphia Union match commentary. We've discussed that already. We're also looking into big advances forward in terms of features on players, some interviews, behind the scenes videos, tours, that kind of thing. We're trying to expand this as big as possible. We want this to be a Philadelphia network, the only one of its kind, and to bring something totally unique to the sports news scene. It's doing that at the moment, but we're expanding one further with this kind of video. So back onto the season video then. We don't make the Super Bowl, which is a bit disappointing. I know it's only Madden, and Madden can be, well, a little unrealistic at times, to say the least, but judging on a 15-1 season, you would have kind of thought that the team would make some sort of big playoff appearance. It doesn't appear that way, unfortunately, and the 2 Super Bowl teams, oh dear. Well, if that's not disappointment, I don't know what is. That's the equivalent of taking a girl home after a night out and then realising you've left your keys in your car. This is just not good, is it? I mean, the Jets and the Bengals for a game that big, that's not going to happen. I mean, we lose to the Bucks 9-6 in arguably what must have been the most boring game of all time. So, a total of, 15 points set up between the two teams throughout an entire game. The Eagles score that in 1 quarter normally. A huge game there, though, you can see for the Colts at the top. But that rounds out our Eagles season prediction. You can see 15-1, big stats. What do you guys think? Is this likely? Can the Eagles go 15-1? Is Aguilar going to sink that far down? Can Bradford stay healthy, put up those numbers? Is Chip Kelly going to win Coach of the Year? Let me know what you think. Do subscribe to the channel. Some big Philadelphia related projects coming soon. Thank you for taking the time to view the video. From myself, Liam, check out the site, phillysportsnetwork.com. We'll see you soon.